Hello, welcome to the online information session for the Northeast Mini Gallery's public art program called The Artist. I'm Tiffany Wollman. My pronouns are she, her. I work for Calgary Arts Development and am the public art project lead for the Northeast Mini Galleries. I will be supporting the selected artists and curators throughout their work on this project. The purpose of this session is to provide an overview of the Northeast Mini Gallery's program, the application process, and answer any questions you may have. Please make sure to read through the guidelines carefully before applying. If you do have questions, feel free to add them in the chat throughout the meeting. We will go over them at the end of the session. To do the land acknowledgement, we acknowledge that the land we gather on Mohkinstsis is the ancestral territory of the Siksikapi, the Blackfoot people, comprising the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani nations, as well as Treaty 7 signatories, the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Yarhi, Nakota Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney First Nations. This land is home to Otismoek Métis government, Nose Hill, and Elbow districts, as well as many First Nations and Inuit from across Turtle Island. We acknowledge that there has been art, music, dance, storytelling, and ceremony on this land since time immemorial, and it is in the spirit of this land and its people that we do our work. This is the new mini gallery design. We will go over details later on in the presentation. Let's review the timeline and important dates for this call. Last week, February 17th, the guidelines were released and the application opened. March 24th, today, the information session. March 3rd, open office hours. This is an opportunity to sign up for a 10-minute time slot to ask me questions about the program or eligibility. You may also email me your questions at any time before the call closes. March 24th is the application deadline at 4:30 Mountain Time. Late April 2026, notifications of results for Spring-Summer 2026 exhibition will be emailed out to successful and unsuccessful applicants. If you happen to be successful in this exhibition, you will not be eligible for the next two exhibitions attached to this call. If you happen to be unsuccessful, your application is still eligible and your artwork may be selected for one of the next two exhibitions attached to this call. End of May 2026 is Spring-Summer exhibition will be installed. Spring-Summer 2026 exhibition runs from June 1st to September 25th. Early August 2026, notification results for the 2026 Fall-Winter exhibition. End of September, Fall-Winter exhibition will be installed. Fall-Winter 2026 exhibition runs from October 5th to January 22nd, year 2027. Early December, the 2026 notification of results for the 2027 Winter-Spring exhibition. End of January, the Winter-Spring exhibition will be installed. And the Winter-Spring 2027 exhibition, February 1st to May 21st, 2027, will run. Need help applying? If you experience accessibility, cultural, or language barriers, this program provides support for understanding our program's eligibility, creating and submitting applications, and throughout the project, if successful, project updates. We will work one-on-one with applicants and develop accommodation through conversations and check-ins. Our team can assist you over the phone, in person, or online. Help is available for applicants even if they choose not to apply. To learn what kind of support is available, please review the applicant support and accessibility policy to learn about which services you can request. If you have any questions or require assistance, please reach out to project lead Tiffany Wollman at tiffany.wollman@calgaryartsdevelopment.com or 403-264-5330 extension 106. The Northeast Mini Galleries Public Art Program includes 10 mini galleries located at different community associations. Thorncliffe Greenview Community Association, Winston Heights Mount View Community Association, Crossroads Community Association, the Livingston Homeowners Association, Bedington Heights Community Association, Falcon Ridge/Castle Ridge Community Association, Marble Park Community Association, Temple Community Association, Rundle Community Association, and to be confirmed, the Genesis Center. The mini galleries feature 3 exhibitions involving 30 artists throughout the year. Each exhibition showcases 10 local artists selected by a local curator for 4 months. Artists can only participate in one of the 3 exhibitions: Spring-Summer, June 1st to September 25th, Fall-Winter, October 5th to January 22nd, Winter-Spring, February 1st to March 21st. We welcome artists at any stage of their career who live in Calgary and work in 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional mediums. For example, painting, drawing, printmaking, graphic design, illustration, fiber, photography, digital art, ceramics, small sculpture, etc. to apply. Artists are required to submit digital images of existing original artworks that tell their stories of culture, community, and place. Artists are encouraged to share their connection to Northeast communities in their application, as curators may choose to prioritize those with a connection to a Northeast community based on the curatorial vision. Selected artists will be notified 2 months prior to the upcoming exhibition. Artists will work with the curator to set the date and time of their installation and deinstallation. Installation will occur during the last weekend of the month before the exhibition begins. Artists must be available to install and deinstall the artwork from the mini gallery in which their artwork is exhibited. Artists will be paid $1,075, not including GST, for participation in the mini gallery's exhibition. This aligns with 2026 CARFAC rates for solo exhibitions of a single work/small site. Now, the new mini gallery design. The mini galleries have been redesigned to be more secure and better highlight the artwork inside. Simplified forms and bright colors will help draw attention to the galleries while ensuring the structure feels approachable with urban and community settings. There are 2 large viewing windows to see the artwork and a window panel on the top of the gallery to increase natural light. There will be an easel insert for flat 2-dimensional artworks and plinths available for 3-dimensional artworks. The mini galleries are 155 centimeters or 61 inches tall. Gallery dimensions. Submitted artworks must fit within the gallery with the dimensions of a mini gallery. Maximum interior dimensions: 48.4 by 52 by 40.6 centimeters, or 18.25 by 20.5 by 16 inches. That's height times width times depth. Top opening dimensions are 34.3 by 31.1 centimeters, or 13.5 by 12.5 centimeters. That's width times depth. And 45 centimeters or 17.75 inches for the diagonal. The viewing window dimensions are 40.6 by 40.6 centimeters or 16 by 16 inches. Maximum artwork size. On the left is the diagram of the gallery's interior dimensions. The artwork must be installed carefully through the top gallery opening of the mini gallery. Also considering the dimensions of the viewing window, here are the recommended maximum sizes for the artworks. Recommended 2D artworks maximum size is 35.6 by 35.6 by 2.5 centimeters, or 14 by 14 by 1 inches for height times width times depth. Recommended 3D artworks maximum size is 35.6 by 30.5 by 30.5 centimeters, or 14 by 12 by 12 inches for height times width times depth. 2D display. Easel inserts will be provided to adequately display 2D artwork such as small canvases, drawings, and prints. This creates an opportunity for double-sided viewing. 3D display. 3D artworks such as small sculptures and ceramics have the option of sitting alone within the gallery space or be displayed on a small plinth if needed. 2 plinths will be provided at 5 centimeters or 12 inches and 10 centimeters or 14 inches height, depending on the size of the artwork. Program goals. 1. Provide opportunities for self-identifying artists of all levels who live in Calgary to exhibit original 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional artworks that tell their stories of community, culture, and place. 2. Celebrate the cultural richness and diversity of Northeast Calgary and those who live there. 3. Create a sense of collective well-being and care for community associations and community members. 4. Enhance the overall experience for people living and working in Northeast Calgary through public art. Commitment to equity. Calgary Arts Development is committed to the process of eliminating institutional racism, ableism, and barriers in our programs, policies, and practices by centering the creativity and leadership of those communities most impacted by structural inequities. Read our full commitment to equity statement on our website. Equity. Creating equitable access for Calgarians who have had less opportunity for philanthropic and governmental support due to systematic barriers that exist in our community. Diversity. Supporting artistic endeavors that reflect our diverse community and in supporting the work of artists of diverse backgrounds. Inclusion, engaging in a wide variety of voices and perspectives in shaping and furthering the work that we do. Accessibility, eliminating systematic barriers that prevent people who encounter physical, mental, or cultural barriers to spaces, programs, and services from participating in the arts. In order to honor lived experience and their intersectional and unique experiences of different people and communities, we follow a nothing about us without us policy. So if you are creating work about a specific community and that community needs to be actively engaged and consulted, and there needs to be a clear, intentional, and reciprocal relationship. Aligning with our commitment to EDIA, we will strive to work with applicants in a one-size-fits-one way. If you have concerns about how your practice or concept fits into our application process, please reach out. Truth and Reconciliation. Calgary Arts Development supports the City of Calgary's response to the Federal Truth and Reconciliation Committee's call to action, as documented in the White Goose Flying Report. All applicants are encouraged to reflect on their journey and understanding of truth and reconciliation and how it may relate to their proposed projects. If your work includes Indigenous content, involves work with Indigenous people, or you would like to include Indigenous knowledge or ways of knowing and doing, it is recommended that you read the report. Who can apply? This program is open to anyone living in Calgary-Mohkinstsis who self-identifies as an artist in any stage of their career and working in any artistic discipline to apply. Artists of all experience levels are welcome. Artists working in 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional mediums are encouraged to apply. We encourage submissions from artists who are typically underrepresented, including BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, LGBTQIA2S+ identifying individuals, deaf persons, and persons with disabilities. How to apply. Applications are accepted through our online platform. The application form will be available on the date the program opens. Applicants must be registered as an individual artist or artist collective to apply. To register, upload your artist's resume or CV and complete your artist statement in your profile. Complete or update all your contact information. If you need support to register through our application platform or need help applying due to accessibility concerns, please contact publicart@calgaryartsdevelopment.com. Applicants will be notified of the results by email Successful applicants will be sent an artist agreement and are required to sign and return the agreement within 30 days of receiving it. We use electronic fund transfers to make payments. If you are selected for this opportunity, you will be required to provide a void check or direct deposit form with your banking information. Please let us know if you need any help with this. Applications will not be accepted by email. All applications must be made through an online platform called SmartSimple. You can access SmartSimple by typing in this website address, https://calgarytdevelopment.smartsimple.ca/s_OGIN.JSP. Or even easier is to go to our website, and along the top on the right side of the screen will be a login tab to click, and you will be directed to our online platform. Let's watch this tutorial to learn more about navigating SmartSimple.
I'm going to go over how to apply for a program. We use an online platform called SmartSimple. If you already have an account with us, you can log in right away to start or continue your application by clicking on the login button here. If you do not already have an account with us, you will need to create one and set up your profile prior to opening an application. You can do so by clicking Create an Account here. If you're an individual artist, please select Individual Artist, and likewise for artist collectives. You will need to fill out all the mandatory fields within the form here. Once you are finished, please click I am not a robot and submit. You should receive an email from SmartSimple to finish setting up your password. Once you have completed registering for an account on our online platform, or if you're logging back in again, you will need to complete your artist profile or keep it up to date if you've already completed this before. You can do so by selecting the button on the top right-hand corner here and selecting My Profile. If you need to update your profile, click on Update Profile and complete all of the mandatory fields within this form. You'll want to keep your years of practice up to date, as well as your artist resume or CV. If you are interested in being considered as an assessor, you may select Yes here. Once you have completed your profile or you've completed making any changes that you need to, click on Save My Work and Submit Profile. You can now proceed to open an application. If we go back to home, you'll notice that Open Opportunities is in the home page here. Open Opportunities page will display all of the open opportunities that are available for applying to. You can click on the program that you would like to apply for, in this case, the Northeast Mini Galleries artwork. If you click on View, you can download a copy of the artist guidelines for this program. And when you're ready to apply, click on Apply and begin application. You'll notice in the first tab, Contact Information, the information from your artist profile are ported over here automatically. This is why it's important to keep your artist profile up to date and updated as much as possible before opening an application. This will include your artist resume, your artistic discipline, your years of practice, and your artistic practice statement. The second tab is Submission Requirements. We often ask applicants how they heard about the call. There's also a letter of interest you will need to complete and artwork for consideration. For artworks for consideration, you'll need to upload 1 to 5 images. Once you have uploaded the images you'd like to submit, you'll need to access the Properties button here. This will enable you to change the title of your artwork, the year it was completed, the size, the medium, and a brief description. Once you have completed entering in all the details for your artwork, click on Save. Now that will be updated in the details just below your photograph there. And you'll want to do this for each photograph that you've uploaded. Once you've completed your application, or if you'd like to return to it to work on it later, you can click on Save Draft. Save and Validate is another useful button, as it will let you know which fields have not been completed and need to be. Once you are ready to submit your form or your application, you can click on Submit here. Once you have begun an application and you need to access your draft, you can do so by scrolling to the bottom of the page from your home page. Here, the first tab that says Draft will display all of your applications in draft status. You can click on Open for the application that you'd like to return to. And this way you can continue to work on your application before you save and validate, or click on Submit or Save Draft once more.
Great. Application requirements. Artists are responsible for ensuring that submissions are received by the deadline. Any application submitted after 4:30 Mountain Time on the closing date will not be considered. Only send images of artwork for consideration. Do not send materials that have not been requested, as they will not be reviewed by the curators. If you foresee that you need more time to put together your application, please reach out to the project lead as soon as possible to see if we can make accommodations. Artist resume or CV. We want you to tell us about your practice. Our online platform requires an artist resume or CV when completing your profile, so we are asking artists to start thinking about their experiences as an artist and the story of their practice. Information to include in your artist resume, CV, education and training if applicable, related skills, demonstration of experience in public art, visual art or design, art exhibitions or commissions, and demonstration of involvement or engagement with community. Information to include in your artist practice statement. Describe your current artistic practice and the themes in your work. Letter of interest. Include a response to each of the following questions, 500 words maximum. Why does this program appeal to you? Describe your art practice and how it connects to the program goals. How does your artwork reflect your own stories of culture, community, and place? Do you have a connection to Northeast Calgary? If so, what is this connection? Artwork and images. Artists may submit 1 to 5 original artworks for consideration. The curator may select any number of artworks per artist for the exhibition, but the artwork will only be selected for display in one mini gallery. The number of artworks selected will not affect the artist's fee. Artists will only be selected for one exhibition. Artists should be aware that the mini gallery's display environment is uncontrolled and that risk and damage or loss due to theft, vandalism, or weather are present. Given these risks, Calgary Arts Development does not recommend that an artwork of high value to the artist, either monetary or otherwise, be displayed in the mini galleries. Artwork and image considerations. When uploading images to your application on our online platform, ensure you fill in all the details required for each image. These include the artist's name, title of artwork, date of completion, dimensions, medium, and a brief description of the artwork. Artwork submitted must be finished. Ensure the artwork aligns with the program goals. Ensure artwork is suitable for public display and will fit within the dimensions of the mini galleries. Ensure images submitted for consideration are good quality. Avoid images that are low resolution or blurry. Artwork must be your own. If another artist's copyrights are being infringed upon, the application will be deemed ineligible. How are artworks selected? Applications to the program will be reviewed by curators selected from the public art curator roster who reside in Calgary and area. Curators for this call are chosen to develop a theme for the exhibition, being guided by the program goals, and are asked to reflect the broad diversity of Calgary and its artistic communities, including but not limited to artistic discipline, gender, sexuality, age, religion, beliefs, nation, physical and neurological identities, etc. Artists are encouraged to share their connection to Northeast communities in their application, as curators may choose to prioritize those with a connection to a Northeast community based on their curatorial vision. About the public art program, we are committed to delivering a public art program that is engaging, relevant, and accountable. Public art in Calgary reflects the rich diversity of our city, including Indigenous voices that tell the past, present, and future stories of Calgary, known as Mokinstis in Blackfoot. Our intent is to foster meaningful connections and dialogue between artists and communities, using public art to reflect Calgary's diverse stories and values. Frequently asked questions. Question: can I apply if I do not live in Calgary? Answer: no, this program is open to anyone living in Calgary who self-identifies as an artist in any stage of their career and working in any artistic discipline. Question: if selected, will I need to write about my artwork? Yes, you will be required to provide your name, title of artwork, medium, year it was completed, and a short description of the artwork and ideas it represents. This will be shared on the exhibition's webpage and on the mini gallery. Question: will my artwork be insured? Due to the nature of these exhibition sites, artwork in the Northeast mini galleries are not insured by Calgary Arts Development. Artists should not submit artworks of high value or that the artist is not prepared to be if damaged or stolen. The new mini gallery design is meant to reduce theft. The windows will be made from Lexan, a polycarbonate glass sheet that is 250 times stronger than glass. And a locking mechanism will require a special tool. Question: can I propose concepts for new artwork? No, artwork submitted must be finished. Question: is there electricity in or available to the mini galleries? Answer: there's no electricity in or available to the mini galleries, nor will any be made accessible. The galleries are lit with natural light. Devices powered by battery will not be accepted. Question: does the applicant choose the location? No, the curator will decide the mini gallery location to exhibit your artwork if selected. Question: my application will not submit. Answer: this is usually due to the artist profile being incomplete. Look for the circle with your first name initial in the top right corner of your screen. Fill out the form. Upload your artist's resume or CV. If this is not uploaded, the online platform will not allow your application to be submitted. To help curators better understand your artistic practice and you as an artist, fill in the artist statement. When finished, click the Update button to update your artist profile. Then return to the application and try submitting when ready. If the problem still exists, email publicart@calgaryartsdevelopment.com. This is another image of the new mini galleries that are currently being fabricated and will be installed this spring. So you can see the easel on this side for 2D works, and then there will be platforms available that you could place your artwork on for three-dimensional works. Our contact information. If you need assistance, have any questions, or would like to have your application reviewed by Calgary Arts Development staff before you submit, please contact Tiffany Wollman, project lead, at tiffany.wollman@calgaryartsdevelopment.com or 403-264-5330 extension 106. You can ask for a review up to 10 days before the application deadline. Reach out as early as you can to ensure we can provide the best support possible. If you need support to register through our application online platform or need any help due to accessibility concerns, please contact publicart@calgaryartsdevelopment.com. That concludes our presentation for the Call to Artists for the Northeast Mini Galleries 2026 to 2027 exhibition periods. Thank you.